Hello everyone, my name is Thunderbird. Welcome to my channel, Thunderbird Gaming. It's a new channel, this is our first video, and today we're going to be talking about some of the stuff we saw at the E3 conferences with some Star Wars Battlefront gameplay in the background. So first we're going to be going over some EA Play games that we saw at EA. First things first, A Way Out. It's a cooperative, split-screen narrative game where you and a friend try to escape a prison and then you gotta live off the land. It's from the creators of Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons. They created a new studio called Hazelight, and it looks really good. It's definitely an indie game, so it'll probably be around 4 or 5 hours, but if it's half-priced or whatever, I'll definitely consider picking it up. We saw Need for Speed Payback gameplay. It's another racing game, but it looks arcadey and fun, and it's obviously taking influences from the Fast and Furious franchise. I like the look of it. It looks very nice, but yeah, it's another racing game. I don't play racing games all that much anyway, so definitely not going to buy it for full price, but whatever. We also saw Battlefield DLC, which again, I don't have the premium pass or anything for Battlefield 1, so it doesn't really matter. But it's for, I think, some maps. I think the DLC itself is called In the Name of the Tsar. And there's a couple new maps, like nighttime maps, like called Novel Nights or something. Don't entirely know the details on that, but it was there. We got a tease at a new BioWare game called Anthem, which we got more information about later at the Xbox conference. But it looked cool. I don't know. It's just not my thing. Honestly, it's just not my thing. But it looks like kind of co-op adventure game set in like a post-apocalyptic open world, and it looks really awesome. You can fly around with exosuits and stuff. Finally, at that conference, we saw some of Battlefront 2, Star Wars Battlefront 2, this is Star Wars Battlefront on the screen, which it looked alright. It bored me a lot, to be honest. I wasn't that interested in it. It just looked mediocre. I am happy that I have a campaign now. This is solo survival mode, and it was quite boring playing it, so I'm happy that I have a campaign. I'll consider buying it if it's a good campaign and the reviews are good. Next we have Ubisoft's conference. First thing I want to talk about is Far Cry 5. It looks sweet. I have not been a fan of Far Cry in the past. Now it's in America, though, in like Montana. It's like covering cults and stuff, and I'm happy about that. It looks really interesting. The open world concepts look good. Everything looks nice. You can do like, there's these systems called like Things for Hire, where you got like a dog, and then like Friends for Hire, which is just co-op. Just watch the trailer. It's like 3 minutes long. It looks pretty sweet. Then we got Assassin's Creed Origins, which I was holding out for, and I honestly did not like it. I'm looking at the bird, and it looks like the drone from Watch Dogs, and everything just looks recycled from Ubisoft. I don't know. You can judge it for yourself. Watch like the teaser trailer. The world looks nice. It looks like an interesting setting. The combat looks good. I'm so burnt out on Assassin's Creed. Finally, from that conference, there's probably more, but I'm just going off what I remember. The Mario Rabbids crossover. It looked interesting. It actually looked fun and funny. I normally find Rabbids to be incredibly annoying, but they were actually not too bad in that for some reason. Maybe it's because Mario's there. I don't know. He's kind of annoying too, though. So like, I don't really get it. Next, I want to move on to Xbox's conference. The biggest thing I saw there was Metro Exodus. It looks like a post-apocalyptic survival game, kind of like the other ones, and it just looks awesome. You're fighting these scary-looking rat dudes, and they're all like really big and frightening, and they're attacking you, and yeah, you got a shotgun, and it looks sweet. It looks awesome. Then they went into Assassin's Creed, whatever. We already talked about that. We also saw some Sea of Thieves gameplay, which looked amazing. I love the fact that you can just go with friends and steal a bunch of pirate treasure. It looks sweet. Sadly, I don't have an Xbox, but whatever. They also showed off State of Decay 2. Again, looks sweet. zombie open world survival game. I'm all about that. The Last of Us is one of my favorite games on the PS4, if not my favorite. And yeah, it looks sweet. Finally, they showed off Anthem gameplay, which again, it looked sweet. It looked good. You're just roaming around using like a jetpack and an exosuit and like killing dinosaur baddies. It looks sweet. They promoted at the beginning of the show the fact that there are 42 games they're showing off and 22 of them are exclusives. The confusing part of this is that a lot of them are simply timed exclusives that they're calling console launch exclusives, which is really kind of like bad of them. They're trying to mislead you into buying a console with its exclusive games when really they're timed exclusives. All the ones that said console launch exclusives, those are timed exclusives. So it just annoyed me. It's very confusing what Xbox is doing, and they're trying to confuse you so that you'll buy the Xbox One X, which is the biggest thing they showed at their conference. They were talking about like the chip and like how big the console is, and I just don't care. I don't care. I want to see the games on the system. And yeah, their conference, they showed off a bunch of indie games, like Ori, Will-O-the-Wisp, which looks fine, graphics look good, looks up to par, and then just a bunch of weird indie games that they showed off with like 1-minute clips. It doesn't really show what they're about or anything. Like, it's just, I don't know. Their conference, they only had like 2 or 3 big titles that were Xbox exclusives. Next I want to move on to Bethesda's conference, which, it was good. It was good. I liked it. They showed off Wolfenstein 2, which is what I'm most excited about from their conference. It looks like pretty much the same thing as the New Order, but in America, more bright and happy, but, you know, you still gotta kick the shit out of some Nazis, which is all I want to do in those games. We also saw The Evil Within 2, which looks sweet. It looks a lot scarier, just a lot better. It looks a lot more polished. Both Wolfenstein 2 and The Evil Within 2 both look a lot more polished than the originals, and I'm really excited about that. That being said, The Evil Within looks freaking terrifying, and I don't think I can do a full playthrough of that, because I will shit myself. And yeah. Then they went into some VR stuff with Doom VR and Elder Scrolls Skyrim VR. I don't know. I don't have VR, so it doesn't really matter to me. But whatever. For those of you who do, great. They didn't go into Elder Scrolls 6 because it's still quite a ways off. They did a lot about Quake Champions, which is a PC game. That's like first-person shooter, fast-paced action. It looks a lot like the originals, but obviously better graphics and more gameplay options. Their conference was good. They showed off quite a few games that all looked very solid. I'll say that. PlayStation's conference, however, was very good. The biggest thing for me was Days Gone. I was kind of hoping for this game to be really good, but the first gameplay tease we got of it at last year's E3 with like that 10-minute gameplay, it looked alright. I'm not into the whole horde thing. Like, it looks cool, but I don't know if I want to fight that, because you can tell that you'll die instantly if you get trapped by a horde. But whatever, I saw this year's and I'm like, wow, this looks like open world The Last of Us with motorcycles, and I'm like, sign me up. We saw Horizon Zero Dawn DLC stuff, whatever. I don't have Horizon. I've heard it's good though, so for those of you who do have it, good for you. We saw the Spider-Man game, which looks amazing. You can web swing around the city and, you know, do Spider-Man activities. I don't know what you call it. You know, saving the world. You're the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. There's not much to explain. But, it looks sweet. It's Insomniac who's making it, who made Sunset Overdrive, and movement in their games is always really important, and it looks sweet. Finally, the biggest thing, or not the biggest thing, but one of the biggest things at Sony's conference, God of War. I haven't played the previous games, but even still, this looks amazing. The graphics, the way they move, like the combat, everything just looks really awesome. I think the relationship between Kratos and his son will obviously be an important gameplay and story elements. And yeah, I'm looking forward to playing it eventually. So those were the big things I got from PlayStation's conference and most of the other conferences. They showed off a Shadow of Colossus remake. I may actually play that because I never played the original, but everyone said it's good, so I'll probably pick that up. Monster Hunter World, a lot of people were excited about. I think it looks horrible. I think it looks like the weirdest game. I don't know, that's just me though. And yeah. Oh, of course, we got some COD World War II gameplay, which I was really looking forward to. It looks like more Call of Duty. I thought it was going to be a lot more like Battlefield 1, a lot more team-based, but no, you're still out for yourself. It's still fast-paced. The sensitivity looks like it's still over the top, and it looks like you're only going for KD, so whatever. I like Modern Warfare as much as the other guy. So, that looks good. I'll probably pre-order just because COD games have so much content when they put them out, so it's hard to refuse, especially when you got Amazon Prime and you can get the games for 20% off on pre-orders. It's just kind of hard. So, that looked sweet. But yeah, the big thing I wanted to see at E3 this year was obviously The Last of Us Part 2. The Last of Us was probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite game on the PS4, and I was really excited to see something after seeing that little tease at PXX. I was expecting something, but it didn't come, which tells me that's going to be a 2018-2019 game. Obviously 2018, but I think it'll be late 2018, early 2019. That's my prediction, but I want to give Naughty Dog time because they never screw up. They always hit it out of the ballpark, and they always deliver great games, in my opinion. So yeah, that's really what I saw out of E3. If you liked the video, hit the like button down below, and maybe subscribe. Thank you everyone for watching. I know this is my first video, so if no one watches it, that's fine. I don't really care. I'm gonna keep putting out videos though, and hopefully I can gain some support for the channel. Anyway though, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.